Hey guys and ladies, Ramsey here. Welcome to another live stream. Let's give everyone a chance to join. It's a Saturday afternoon and I had a beautiful day today. I got to wear basically a fragrance from my favorite house, one of my favorite houses. And so it's just me right now. Someone has joined. Okay, it's me and one other person. I know I did this on a whim, but I think this is going to be a fun video. I'm excited. I am excited for this one. Drop your scent of the day in the comments. Let me know what you're wearing. Let me know what you're doing on this Saturday. The wife took the little one to Sam's to go get some food. Now that the ice is melted here in Texas, we have to restock the Ram pantry. So I've got some free time. And I'll tell you, I'm wearing something very special. I'm actually wearing it for the very first time today. If you watched my video earlier, you know what it is. But I'll tell you what, it's very interesting. I think a lot of people probably did not like this when this came out. I think it got some negative press, but it's interesting. You know, it is a white floral fragrance, and it's got stuff like tuberose and lots of jasmine sambac, this honeyed like jasmine sambac. And so it's got this like sweet, sharp, sweet, molasses, fruity thing going on. But I like it because it's different. You usually don't smell, white floral fragrances that come across smelling like this. This is very unique, and it's called Flux de Fleur. Flux de Fleur. Interestingly enough, it is welcome, Keith. I hope you're doing well, brother. It's very interesting because it kind of starts off like this buttery frankincense, and it is fruity and floral and very tropical. I actually asked Russian Adam today via WhatsApp, because we have a pretty long time difference. So most of the day while I'm awake, he's asleep, and while he's awake, I'm asleep. But there are a couple hours in the evenings and the mornings where we can kind of connect, And so once he woke up, I assume he responded, and I asked him. I said, how would you describe this? Like, how would you describe Flux de Fleur? And you can see I've got a good amount of juice still to wear before I do like a review. I need to wear this more before I do a review. This is very complex stuff. And he said, tropical floral. I said, okay, that makes sense, because it kind of is a tropical floral, but it has this oud note. And the oud note is almost like, imagine oud, not super animalic, but slightly tobacco-like oud with this coconut water accord. And the coconut water smells very natural. It smells not like the, plasticky coconut note that you smell in most brands. This one smells very natural, very interesting fragrance. And it has this amber, I think it was called Amber Shamama. Let me see if I can find it. Yes, an antique Amber Shamama. So we know he did the History of Attar collection. And this almost literally smells like a sprayable attar. So it has this amber shamama with coconut water and real Siberian deer musk, slight amount of castoreum. But you know what? If I didn't know better, like, to me, there are some similarities between this and Zoologist's Sacred Scarab. And I told him that today, and he said, nope, I don't see that. I said, I get that. I think there's some similarities, not just because of the Blue Lotus Accord, which is one rare note that both share, but they both have this florally ambery thing. But the difference is that Sacred Scarab has this civet wine thing that makes it very strange, whereas this has Russian Adam's oud and this amber shamama attar note. There's lots of florals in here, narcotic tuberose and frangipani and jasmine, and it can be kind of piercing and sugary and sweet all at the same time. It's a very strange strain. I've never smelled anything like this ever. And I can see why. I can completely see why, you know, this was probably like the least liked of his releases, this Flux de Fleur. This came out in 2017. I think this was like the second round of the Areej Dore. It wasn't from the very first round. It was from the second round. But anyways, the quality of the ingredients is, as usual, outstanding. So, yeah, what have you guys been wearing? Yo, Nikki, I'll be able to go check my P.O. Box Monday. I bet you your package will be there. I'm excited. Hey, Dimitri, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Greetings from Melbourne. Let me turn on the light. It's starting to look like ghost hour story time with Ram. Ah, Dali pour Homme. That's a beautiful one, man. What do you make of it? Do you absolutely love it? I love Dali pour Homme. I got a backup bottle, and I'm so glad I did. I think this might be one of Thierry Vassar's best works, or maybe it was just the ingredients of the time. You know, it's kind of one of those things. Thinking about ingredients while I was wearing Russian Atom stuff today, I'm like, what, you know, imagine some of these perfumers making stuff back in the day. They were using almost like a completely different palette of ingredients. You know what I mean? When I say this is like one of Thierry Vassar's best work, is it because Thierry Vassar just was at the peak of his game then? Is it because LVMH has him in handcuffs? Is it because the ingredients he was using for Salvador Dali pour Homme were completely different than the stuff LVMH lets him use at Guerlain now? You know, like there's so many factors. The taste of the markets was different. So does this just, you know, touch closer to my personal taste than what he's putting out now too? There's so many things, you know, so many different factors. Good evening, scent of the day, Herod. I do like Herod. I must admit, if you're going to give me sweet tobacco, and I do like Herod. I also have a bottle of Layton. As you guys know, I don't hate that. I know a lot of people hate Layton. I do not hate Layton. I also don't hate Aventus. Just because they're popular, I don't necessarily automatically hate something. Somebody sent me, I can't remember which person, because I got a bunch of stuff in that unboxing from a week or two ago, but someone sent me Layton Exclusive from Parfums de Marly. So I'll do a review. I'll wear this as my scent of the day one day and do a review. I don't know anything about it other than Layton Exclusive is supposed to be like it came out a year after Layton. And it's supposed to be like a deeper, darker, richer take on Layton. So, I don't know. Sounds good to me. Retesting Dryad and Hera. Yes, I have to do a review on Dryad soon. But I loved Hera. I thought Hera was so high quality. And, you know, interestingly enough, I kind of cringed when I heard that she made it for her daughter's wedding. But on my skin, it was almost masculine. Like, I had no problems wearing Hera at all. What a beautiful fragrance that was. The iris, the orris in that. It was like Liz Moores does Dior Homme, and she was mentioning how special the ambrette she was using in there was as well. I sent her some samples of some vintage, because she wanted to smell some skanky animalic fragrances from the past. So I sent her pretty much all of as many as I could think of. Like I sent her like a bundle of 80s, 70s, and 80s, like skanky animalic fragrances. I sent her Furio. I sent her Vintage Koros, Antaeus Sport. I think I sent her Dali pour Homme, the one we just talked about right here. Salvador Dali pour Homme. I sent her this. I sent her a bunch of stuff, and she was like, I need to send you this ambrette so you can smell it on its own because it's so beautiful, and it is. Salome is love encapsulated. Yeah, I think she's one of the best niche houses, Papillon. Whenever is never too far away. That's right. That's right. I'm like a ram with a bone whenever I get something, you know. Whenever I fall in love with something, it's just what I want to do all the time. And I love hanging out with you guys and chatting about perfume. So, hey, it makes me happy. Intimate by Revlon. It's a 70s bottle. Never smelled it, Nikki. What's it like? Good evening. Dushan. General Dushan, welcome. Wearing Claiborne for Men. Never smelled it, Michael Thompson. What's it like? Claiborne for Men. Claiborne for Men, 1989 cologne, green and citrusy. It has a melon note in it. Is it anything like New West? Shalimar, that's right, beautiful. General Dushan, beautiful. Promise from Frederick Mall, a lovely, lovely Cypriol fragrance. I love Promise. It's so huge. Good evening, scent of the day. Pico Vaya Dama. Something about this one gives me a huge nostalgic 80s vibes. Never smelled it, Norman. Shalimar is as classy as it gets. Yes, it is. The best vanilla fragrance for me. Hey, Ram, what have I missed? Nothing. Just started. I was just saying that my scent of the day was Flux de Fleur. And I, even though this is not my thing, because Russian Adam was like, many people did not like it. And I was like, well, I like it. I don't dislike it. It's not my favorite thing you've done, but I definitely don't dislike it. It's very good. I like the fact that he kind of took a chance and did something different, you know, and that's something he was very proud of whenever we did our interviews together. He was like, I'm going to go in all directions and try a lot of different things. And that's kind of how I approach actually the fragrance world. That's how I approach testing new things. And, you know I love vintage. I know I love certain types of fragrances, but I'm always willing to try new things. So I kind of took that mindset and applied it to, you know, whenever I try to explore, try fragrances or stuff like that. I go everywhere. There's nothing that I won't try. Oh, before we get into testing these zoologists, though, check this out. If you guys haven't watched my video that I've dropped today from the 1940s, top 10 fragrances in my collection from the 1940s, I did an unboxing and I unboxed this Ensar Oud. And check this out. So this is from Senator Eddie of senatorial rank at Channel Ram. He is a friend of the channel for life. So he sent me this. Now, of course, I did pay for it, and it was not cheap, but he gave me a very fair price. And so EO numero uno. And so apparently the very first formulation had leather on the bottom. This one does. I did not know that. Someone told me that recently. So the second reformulation, this is like cut open on the bottom. So the person who makes this little leather pouch right here for the bottle, the person that makes this leather pouch makes the leather that goes around the Pope's Bible. Apparently they were saying he's like a very famous, he makes all of his leather goods by hand. So this is like a handmade leather piece for each bottle. Very cool stuff. Nice little individual touch, I must admit. And the fact that it's kind of the first one with the bottom thing was kind of cool to find out. I didn't even know that. Well, I didn't even see a picture of the bottle. That shows how much I trust Eddie. He was like, hey, I'm selling this. And I was like, cool, I'll buy it, whatever. I didn't even like ask him for a picture. I completely trust him. And there's a reason why. He comes through, man. Eddie is a friend. And I have another package of his that's arriving Monday. So that's going to be very exciting, or it should be arriving Monday. Maybe it'll be Tuesday or Wednesday, but it should be arriving Monday. And it's going to be 3 new Areej Dores. So there's some good indie stuff that's going to be coming up on Channel Ram, but I'm very happy to have this bottle. I really liked EO1. You know I gave Ensar a hard time on some of his other ones that I tried, saying, I just don't think they're worth it, that kind of thing. This was worth it to me. And Tiger Lust would be worth it to me. If I could buy a second Ensar, it would be Tiger Lust. But I have a pretty good sized decant of that still, so I'm not in any hurry there. But this is awesome. Thank you, Eddie, for and I don't know if you can make it out, but it almost looks like It's like you know, it almost feels like you're feeling very fine-grained leather. Cool little box. I dig it. And the shipping thing was still actually on the inside of the box, and it said that it came from Amman, Jordan, I think. Is that where Ensar's laboratory is? Because I was born in Amman, so that's a nice, cool little connection. Good evening, Kevin from Lakeland, Florida. Hope you're doing well, brother. Think I'll wear that one tomorrow. Oh, it's a beauty. Scent of the day, louder, knowing, bought off Ramsey's Wreck, newer formulation, but still smells great. Nice. I haven't smelled the newer stuff, but it is a great Sheepra, I think. I think it's, I mean, just imagine Roja putting that in a $1,000 bottle, and you could totally see that happening. Hey, there he is. Rich, Duck, Mitch, the best Rich. Or no, what was it? The best Mitch? Who's the best Mitch? Obviously, it was Rich. Dushan's so professional. Quack. Tom Ford Patchouli Absolute. Never smelled it. Never smelled Tom Ford Patchouli Absolute. Moo. Ah, welcome, Bozman. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome, first time on the channel. Glad you're here. Balenciaga Poron, but my nose is dead. Why? Did you get the COVID? Fridolin, I hope you don't have the. Don't have the COVID. Ah, yes. Everyone say hello to Bozman. It's a cool little name. Yeah, I absolutely love it. Dolly Poron gets a full bottle. Got a full bottle in 2020 and a vintage one from 97. Yeah, this is my 50 mil, and I actually have a 100 mil backup. So apparently the one that you want, I don't have the box here with me, but the box will have like a Salvador Dali picture of this bottle on the front, I believe. And in the vintage, the one that you want, there's a gold, almost like outline of the frame of the picture. That's how you can tell it's an original bottle. The one you want is with the gold outline. Oh, it's so good. So good. I love it. Here I am. Thanks, Dushan. Ah, yes. Glad to be found, my friend. And the new ones still smell so good, such high quality for next to nothing. I haven't smelled the new version, but if they're anything close to this, it's amazing value for nothing, like you say. Are you drinking chocolate milk, Ram? I am drinking acai juice. Acai juice and a little bit of ice. It's actually really good. It is a little thick, though. I own Layton Exclusive and Pegasus Exclusive, both way better than the originals. Really? Okay, that's exciting. Does it have that Parfum de Marly like designer-ish feel, or are they actually a little bit more exciting? I'll have to try it soon. I'll wear it as my scent of the day soon. This is the one I got yesterday, but it's awesome. Xerjoff Homme. I actually have a sample of that, but I do not have a bottle. But I'll do a video on it soon. I'll do an early impression one day or make it part of my new. I have a new way of testing fragrances. Today, we're going to test 4 new zoologists I've never tried before. We're going to test Hummingbird, Dodo, Snowy Owl, and Nightingale. This was requested by my ex-secretary, Margie Noir. She requested Nightingale. The acai juice got me. So let's drink some more. Willkommen, come on in. You still in that bar? Yes, Ram indeed. Intimate is an ambery Chypre with a warm civet running through it. It's beautiful. Nice. Don't let me forget, by the 30-minute mark, we have to put the first one on my skin. Rachel, coming soon from Dan's stream. Ah, yes, that's right. Dan. Who's Dan? Oh, Mr. Smelly. Evening all, just showered, and I am now contemplating my scent of the night. Russian Oud. Sheeper, and the melon is fresh and green. I remember my dad having a bottle. Frosted glass, older version. Interesting. I've never smelled it. No, I've never smelled it, Michael. Everyone's nice here, Bosman. No one bites. Except for the duck. Just don't say anything good about Parfum de Marly or Rosen du Matou brand, or, you know, and you'll be fine. Yes, it is. Thank you. Thank you. I'm very excited about EO1. You know, like I said, I tested, what was it? EO2, which I didn't think was worth it, although I could see myself coming around on it. I tested that EO1 Jungle Assam, which was almost like a toned down version of EO1. I really didn't think the Jungle Assam was worth it. Or no, it wasn't called Jungle Assam. It was just called EO1 Assam Oud or something. And then I tested Jungle Kinam, which I really did like for a Kinam scent, but Kinam just isn't my thing. I like the rough animalic, you know, barnyard challenging. The Kinam is too, you know, strawberry milk and buttery, and that's just not my thing. Nice castoreum in it as well. I can smell you from far away. Rachel, welcome. Welcome, friends. Welcome, Rachel. Yes, that's right. Once Rich Mitch and Rachel and Keith and Nikki and all the normal, Dushan and everyone, Eugene, everyone's all here. We're stronger together than apart. Eddie is the GOAT. He is, man. And I'm getting 3 more. I really, you know, he's got backups of the bottles that I'm getting too. And he was going to sell them to me for a really good price. But I've spent so much money lately that I was like, I'm just going to get the partials. I probably should have got the backups too, because they're 3 long gone Areej the Dores. But I'll stick with the partials. Nikki, Alan, Dimitri, new Areej, or just new to you? New just to me. I apologize. They're actually older Areej, but they're new to me. Yeah, sorry. I could see how that could be confusing. Too bad it's not a leather fragrance. It is a leather fragrance. EO1's a leather. It's basically it's his take on a leather. Yeah, EO1's a leather. Evening, Micah. Welcome. Good evening, Mr. Alan Hansen. Scent of the night just in. Eau Sauvage Parfum 2016 batch. And man, oh man, this is sweetness done right. That myrrh is stunning. It is. I think I have a 2016 bottle too. That was the year right before they changed it, right? 2017 was the first one of the new Eau Sauvage Parfum. I think I have a 2016. I have a 200 ml bottle of that. But it's under lock and key. It's not up here. Like I posted earlier today, if only I could go back in time and buy a handful of other Areej. I know. Trust me. I would go bonkers and buy Siberian Musk backup. Siberian Musk is so good, man. Honestly, I know we've been talking about it a lot lately, but there's just something about this. There's just something about the way he uses the musk in here. I think it's the best musk fragrance of all time. Just out and out musk. Tomorrow, we're going to do an early impression, or this is going to be my scent of the day tomorrow. I'm going to do a video on it. It's called Indolis, one I've never smelled before. But Russian Adam was telling me today that it's the very first fragrance that he made that didn't have real oud, real musk, and what was it? Ambergris? It was the first Russian. It was the first Areej Dore that didn't have real oud, real musk, or amber in it because he's big on those 3 notes. So I'll see. We'll see what Indolis brings. Anytime I get to try a new Areej Dore, I'm excited. You know what I mean? So yes, the real party starts with the news in Eugene. I love acai juice too. It's like it's a guilty pleasure. Have an animalic edge mixes. That's what I heard. I heard it's supposed to be like a little bit darker, a little bit more animalic, a little bit more challenging, right? Which is good because Layton has a little bit of that designer-esque apple pie thing going on. But if you ever want to, you know, smell like the best college kid at a bar, just throw on some Layton. Of those 4 zoologists, I own Nightingale and really enjoy it, but find it difficult to wear. You find it difficult to wear. Really? Well, how about we start there? I think that's the one that Margie Noir wanted to hear about anyways. Let's start there. Let me make a note so I don't forget. Nightingale, left wrist. Let's get this party started. Well, let's read about it first, shall we? Actually, let's not. Let's put it on my wrist, then we'll read about it. I need some light up in here. Ah, the sprayer is shite. All right, here we go. Nightingale by Zoologist. Ooh, that's nice. I'm getting a lot of like vanilla orris thing just hit my nose right from the very beginning. And flowers, of course. That's nice. Let's see. Messengers of Spring. Hi, baby. Come here. You want to be on stream? You want to be on stream? Come here. Oh! Say hi. Hi. You want to smell? What do you think? Yes. Oh, yeah, you have sparkly shoes. Wow.
A pink shoes assembly.
Pink shoes for the father-daughter dance in a couple weeks?
No.
Oh, well, excuse me.
Sit down.
Go. Love you. See you later. Shut the door.
Twist.
Beautiful dress. I don't think she liked Nightingale. Yeah, I'm getting a... All right, let's read this. Let's get back to reading this, shall we? Messengers of spring arrive, bearing gifts that bring smiles to faces dulled by winter's chill. The joyous song of the nightingale accompanies vibrant fuchsia-colored aromas of Japanese plum blossoms as they spread, infusing the tepid air. It marks a fleeting moment of emotional awakening, to some, a time for celebration and fresh starts, to others, a countdown to a departure for unknown horizons. Zoologist Nightingale is a pink floral chypre that will melt your heart. Now, I know what you're thinking. Pink, floral, and chypre is not masculine, but this is absolutely beautiful. It's not as feminine as it sounds. Let's put it that way. There is a bit of this Japanese, they mentioned Japanese plum blossoms, and there is a little bit of this Eastern culture, Japanese feeling, you know? Like if you know that that soap that Bath and Body Works sells that all the older women love, like Cherry Blossom or whatever it's called, there's a little bit of that feel to it, but think of that just very high class. Pink floral chypre that will melt your heart. It opens with rich scents of saffron and rosy, powdery, tart Japanese plum blossom. I'm definitely getting the Japanese plum blossom. And I'm definitely get the powder. The first thing I said was orris root and vanilla. Enveloping the core of the perfume like a luxurious silk kimono. Deep, warm aromas of oud, patchouli, moss, incense, and ambergris seek to escape, seeping from the ruddy petals to create a composition that's complex and at the same time simply desirable. Bergamot, definitely the citrus is in the top. Lemon, absolutely. Saffron, that makes sense. Japanese, plum blossom, red rose, and violet. Ambergris, moss, incense, labdanum, patchouli, musk, sandalwood, and oud. So this is actually done by perfumer Tuma Inabi. Oh, she's the perfumer who did she is the perfumer who did this. The only zoologist I have a full bottle of, and that's Moth. She did Moth. This is actually very good. This is very complex. She's a good perfumer. Yeah, it's very good. And so is this. This is shockingly good. I really like this. I am shocked I really like this. I was not expecting this. This is why sampling stuff is important, I guess. This is a good Chypre. This is very good. Let's see what people are saying. Other than your daughter's cute. Dan is no longer good for my mental health, so I will be here more. There is some truth to that. He likes the drama. Let's put it that way. He likes the drama, and sometimes they don't talk very much about perfume. You probably know I love Zoologist, and Nightingale is such a beautiful floral Chypre, my favorite from those four. Man, I could see why. This is very good, shockingly good. You know, sometimes you look at something like this, like, you know, as a guy, as someone who loves vintage perfume, as someone who loves, you know, stuff like I mentioned, I'm just grabbing this because it's right here, but Dunhill Blend 30, or you know, something like Bally Masculine, or, you know, those kind of vintage masculine fragrances, right? And you look at something like this and you're like, oh, I'm not going to like this, right? This is pink. This is not for me. It's a girly Chypre. It's not. It's actually beautiful. Wow. These two, actually, that I'm wearing right here, this Fleur de Fleur from Areej mixing with the Nightingale, because they're right next to each other, is beautiful. Wow. Good stuff. I'm just gonna be covered. The acai has these little seeds that just get me every time. That's right, Bosman. Russian oud is a beautiful scent of the day. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. How can you go wrong with? I feel like I have to show this off every time just because of how beautiful it is. Just taking this off and smelling it. Oh, it's so good. Love Russian oud. I get nothing animalic in exclusives. Okay, in Layton's or Layton exclusive, you mean? The duck. That's right. The best Mitch. The best Mitch is a rich. A goat and a ram. Just a goat, a ram, and a duck. There are a lot of great people here, man. The motto is they should smell you before they see you. I get a pretty strong oud and Layton exclusive. I heard the whole concept of Layton exclusive is it's supposed to be a deeper, darker, more challenging version of Layton. That's what I read. I don't know if it's true or not because I haven't smelled it yet. How would you compare Russian Oud to Agarde Noir? I don't know. I don't have Agarde Noir yet, but lucky for you, I'm getting it very soon. So there you go. The cat's out of the bag on one of the three. But yes, I don't have it yet. I'm getting a partial of it here within the next week or so. Nobody screaming for super chats or playing corny songs. It's good to hear you say that. I mean, I don't, let me put it this way. I don't have the super chat function turned off, but I never ask, like I never talk about it. I never ask about it because it's not the reason I'm doing this. You know what I mean? Like I spend a lot of my own money on fragrances and time and stuff like that, but it's because I truly love the art of perfume. I'm not doing this as a business or a way of a livelihood. You know what I mean? I'm doing it because I enjoy doing it. I love doing it. I love talking about fragrances. I love interacting with you guys. I love learning about new stuff like this. This is awesome. So yes. Yeah, I mean, it's, you can tell. And, you know, the thing about it is once someone like makes it their livelihood to, if you're going to do this as like your job, you know, there are many times you'll see, we'll go through an entire like 2 or 3 hour live stream and, you know, there are 0 super chats, which I don't care because it doesn't matter to me. But imagine if that was your livelihood, you'd be like looking and waiting for the super chats to come. You know what I mean? Like it's just a different mindset. I think once you make it your livelihood, it changes things. You know what I mean? And not for the better. So yes, thank you. I'm glad you noticed that. It's good. It's good coming over from a channel like Dan's to mine. You're definitely gonna see differences. I'll tell you that. Only animalic PDM for me are now discontinued. Hamdani. I've never smelled Hamdani, but someone mentioned it today. Is Hamdani the one that smells like Amber Nargile, or is that Hamdan? I can't keep up with their names. I hear you, Boz. It becomes a bit much. Oh yeah, I can't even watch it anymore. Yes, it is. It's his take on kind of like a leather. Ah, speaking of goats, the Robesmeister's in the house. The Robes father. Good Lord, we are getting spoiled with Rams live streams. Well, it's just because we were locked in the house for a bit, and I got a lot of samples to go through, and this is kind of a cool way to go through them. Plus, I enjoy interacting with you guys. So cheers to that, Anuj. I even get the oud off my skin in Pegasus Exclusive dried out. I've never smelled Pegasus Exclusive. I've never smelled Pegasus. If it wasn't for Dushan, I'd be stuck with Smelly. Dushan recruiting, eh? Dushan, the mayor of Channel Ram, recruiting. This Nightingale is absolutely beautiful. It's like I can't believe there's no orris or orris butter or iris or anything of the sort. I'm getting a huge orrisy. It's like a imagine a focus on that Japanese plum blossom in a chypre with this orrisy, irisy bit, you know, kind of sizzling out every now and then. It's beautiful. It really is beautiful. They got a winner in Nightingale. That's very good. I bet this would smell amazing on a woman. I mean, I'm sure it smells amazing on me, but I bet it would smell jaw-dropping on a woman. I still check in when he does a vintage stream because they're more relaxed, but he doesn't do them often. Yeah, I think last time I watched was like a year ago when Chris from Scentland joined, but it was really more for Chris. Ah, yes, the great Anuj is here. I've got Anuj working hard for me. He's give us Zoologist Tiger. Yes, that's right. Come on, Victor Wong. Give us Tiger. I don't have Tiger. I don't have, but that's one I might blind buy, honestly. The notes sound so good, I might just blind buy the damn thing. Manly Dan is just too repetitive. Good evening, you beautiful soul. Anuj is a beautiful soul. Have you smelled Homme by Aaron Terrence Hughes or any of his new line? Homme is an iris scent, by the way. I've got a whole bunch of Aaron Terrence Hughes samples that someone has sent me that I have yet to get to that are going to make great material for our new 4 at a time blind sniffing sessions. Let's see here. I'll show you. Let me take these Amouage samples out and I'll show you. So those are all Aaron Terrence Hughes samples I've never smelled. So it's going to be a, you know, today on blind sniffing sessions, we're trying Haze Blue, Haze Black, Neon, and Notorious, you know, and that's the way it'll go. We'll just knock these out. I like my blind sniffing sessions. I think this is a good way to try a bunch of fragrances, get your thoughts on paper. You know, people can still watch the recordings. I can interact with you guys. I mean, if I did one a day on all of these sample sets that I have, all of these samples I haven't even gotten to yet, you know, there's, and not to mention the houses that I want to talk about that I haven't even made time for yet. Like, for example, there's a house that I am really high on that I want to talk about more. It comes in this little packaging, and it's the House of Pine Ward. And he's got a ton of these. Like, here's Alpharin, you know, and again, same thing. I've got an entire thing of samples that we need to go through. So 4 at a time in the live stream session, I think, is a great way to start knocking these out. Plus, I got still probably 6 or 7 more live stream videos of zoologists to do this way if we're going to do it this way. So yes, the live stream 4 at a time, I think, is a winner. Anuj Patel. Anuj is hard at work finding Ram vintage Paco Rabanne XS pour homme. Rest in peace, Francesco Robanetta, by the way, still. Terrible. God bless the Holy Trinity. Yeah, man, she's adorable and a mess at the same time. Every child is a genius. Friedrich Schiller. That's right. Princess Ram. Little Ram. Sent to the Night. Oui by R. Kelly. Oh, it's good stuff. Yeah, she's adorable. It's a trap. Is Tree gone? Is T-Rex done? I'm not doing T-Rex today, mate. I'm doing Nightingale, Snowy Owl, Dodo, and Hummingbird. T-Rex will probably get its own video because I have a 10 ml decant for that one. So that one I'm going to have to give it some wearings. Same with Sacred Scarab and Bee and Camel. And I have one other. It's Hyrax, but I think I already did a video on that one. ADN is more focused on his coffee bean note with Sind Florals Oud in the background. RO focuses on the Oud and has beautiful Tonka cacao, a masterpiece in my opinion. Nice. I must not find Nightingale that difficult to wear. I've gone through 5 mils of it. It's really good, Alan. I'm shocked at how good Nightingale is. I don't see you in the chat yet, Margie Noir, but when you arrive, or if you watch this video later, just know I'm giving Nightingale the Ram stamp of approval. Go for it. This is a full bottle for sure. I think you will love it. I think you'll end up loving it. What a fragrance this is. Shocking. That is the thing about zoologists. Most of their stuff I found are good, but I don't think are full bottle worthy. But the ones that I really like for example, Moth, this is very unique. This goes through like 4 different transitions. You know, from memory, there's like this smoky phase. There's like this floral phase. There's like this Guerlain vanilla phase. There's, you know, all of these different parts and transitions of Moth. And, you know, and then Sacred Scarab, I wore that. I sprayed that on the live stream yesterday. And, you know, that actually reminded me a little bit of this Areej Dore I'm wearing today, but a lot more wine and civet and stuff like that. But that's a full bottle worthy. So, you know, some of them I've tried, like that Harvest Mouse. I was like, it kind of reminded me of like an oud fragrance for some reason. And, you know, I've done a couple videos like on the modern Rhinoceros, which I didn't think were that great. I did like the civet by Zoologist. That one was pretty good. The problem was it was very close to Mitsuko, and it was also very close to Erosia that I have a 7.5 ml Discovery atomizer that I still need to do a video on called Chypre Extraordinaire, and they're very close to each other. And so I don't think I'd get a full bottle of civet. Homme is fantastic. A top 3 from ATH. Nice. I really don't know the house, to be honest with you. I had a perfume god person send me Aaron Terrence Hughes, couple of his Discovery, like little 10 ml things. One is Oud and one is Tabac. And I was actually pretty impressed with both, to be honest with you. I had very low expectations. I didn't have any expectations coming into it. Let's put it that way. So the fact that I enjoyed both was a good sign. I liked them both. So yeah, he's kind of one of those people where I have a hard time watching him do videos, but I like his fragrances so far. So far, I like his stuff. I think Tabac actually had oud in it as well, if I'm not mistaken, if memory serves. But yeah, they're good. I'd wear both of these. So I'm kind of excited to try the rest of the brand. Yeah, Nightingale is very good. It's really you know, Nightingale to me is like a fragrance built around contrast, because you get the heavier notes, like when they mentioned moss and incense and labdanum and patchouli and oud. Absolutely, I get all that. But I also get this, it seems like even that very first fresh bergamot lemon, when I was like, okay, it starts off very citrusy, that's still there. It's still kind of hanging around with that Japanese plum blossom and the rose and red rose and the violet. It's very, you know, and actually the way that it feels so multi-dimensional reminds me a little bit of Moth. This perfumer is pretty good. I need to learn more about her. Tamu and Inaba. She has a very distinct style. Good stuff. Shockingly good. Also, this perfume has improved with a little air in the bottle. It now smells better blended. This smells brilliantly blended. This is a brilliant. Nightingale is a shocker. Shocker. I was not expecting that at all. That just goes to show, right? Don't judge a book by its cover. Or in this case, that inside pink, you know, made me think, oh, this is going to be way too girly for me. No, I would wear this. I would absolutely wear Nightingale. Wow. But then again, I must take a step back and tell you guys, I love Chypres. So if you know anything about me, you know that my tastes revolve heavily around a couple different styles. Leather Chypres, or leather, you know, in general, is an easy sell for me. But this is a proper Chypre done very well. And very, it has that vintage Chypre DNA, but it feels very modern as well. I like this perfumer. Obviously, I mean, I bought a full bottle of Moth, but I like this perfumer. I need to check out what else she's done. Let's catch up on the comments, and we'll move on to Dodo. Actually, we'll do Snowy Owl next. We'll stay in order. Snowy Owl. Tamu Inaba is a he. Ah, it is. Really? And Nightingale Dry Down is so much different from the heart. Gotta have patience. I thought I saw a picture of I thought I saw a picture on the box when I bought Moth, and I thought it was a woman on the back. All right, I'm going to look this up. Tomooinaba. Tomooinaba. Ah, it is a he. Sorry, I thought it was a she. An interview with Tomooinaba, perfumer of Zoologist Moth. I have to say thank you for letting me compose Nightingale for Zoologist. It opened the door for me as a perfumer and led to my second perfume creation, Tubari, a new brand called Bu Quan based in California. Tubari is one of 3 fragrances they released this spring. Wow. So it says, interestingly enough, he's talking about Moth in this interview, and it says, let's talk about Moth. Shortly after our first collaboration in 2016, you sent me a few perfume prototypes for consideration. One of them was called The Night, if I remember correctly. It was my original composition, Kigaribi, which was inspired by an old Japanese poem, the same way that Nightingale was. Like the warder's fires at the imperial gateway kept, burning through the night, through the day in ashes dulled, is the love aglow in me. Interesting. It's good stuff. I like this guy. Yeah, I never joined Dan's lives again. Yeah, he's just not for me. He's just not for me, man. Shopping with the wife. Welcome, Antonio. At least you're not working. Let's just say I had a bad experience and leave it at that. Shopping with the wife, it will take your whole life. One earbud in. Yes, that's right. Make sure you're paying attention to what she's saying. Bosman, don't get me wrong. I like Dan, but there are people there who I don't want to be around. Yeah, I know what you mean. You know, I used to love Dan's old stuff, like Mr. Smelly from 2014 or 15 or 16 or whatever it was, when he was big into vintages and talking about Polo Green and stuff like that. Those older Dan fragrances I really like. I just don't like the new Dan, leader of Fragcom. It's not that I don't like him. I shouldn't say that. That's not correct. I take that back. I like Dan as a person, but I don't like his content as of late. It's just not for me. You know, that stuff is just not for me. It's not why I got into perfume. You know, I didn't get into perfume to watch people argue about, you know, which fragrance has more projection, or a lot of times they'll go off on tangents that don't even have perfume at the heart of the discussion. So Tabac, I like far better than Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. Tobacco leaf is dry but strong. Yes, it is very good. Shockingly good, Michael Thompson. I agree. Bosman, you will be happy in this community. Thanks, Dushan. Appreciate the well, the community isn't a community without you guys, so I appreciate it. Hamdani was one of Christo's fave. I didn't know that. Or I don't remember that. I love, speaking of old videos, Christo's old videos are amazing. I actually watched one from 10 years ago. I looked at it. I was like, this is 10-year-old content. And it's great. I liked Christo. Smash the like button. That's right. I won't usually say that, but it does help the algorithm. You're just a big happy frag fam here at the Ram Ranch. That's right. Join this dream team. Now it's time to like the stream. Don't get Atlantis by Blue Atlas. Don't trust the hype. I don't even know what that is, dude. And speaking of goats, I have a bottle of Goat by Wolf. You were saying that. I got the sample and had it ordered that same evening. That good, eh? That good, huh? That's crazy. I heard about those on Persilase's channel. Without Amouage, I'd probably never have got Xerjoff Homme, so you have my eternal gratitude. Amouage is great at hunting hard-to-find frags, and he ships all over the world. Wes has sent Victor Wong multiple emails pleading for the creation of Honey Badger. That's a good one. That's a good idea, actually. They have the thing about the zoologist idea, this whole concept of zoologist, is that they could go, just imagine all of the animals that lived or have lived. And then doing T-Rex means they could do freaking Stegosaurus. They could do Allosaurus. I mean, they could do, the possibilities are endless. And then you talk about all of the stuff that flies and is on land, the animals in the sea, and it's a never-ending supply. It's a brilliant idea. Honey Badger does not give a shit, Keith. I ask about home because I want your comparison to the silver stem I never smelled. Sorry, I got to go back there, Michael. I ask about Ohm because I want your comparison to the silver stem. Which silver stem? Sorry, I'm lost. Talking about Dore Ohm. You've never seen that, boss man. Honey Badger don't give a shit. Just Google Honey Badger doesn't give a shit and you'll see it. I hate only one goats in the world, the one on the Galapagos Islands, because they eat food that belongs to gigantic turtles. Really? You know those turtles are like a ton? You know how much those turtles weigh? Like, they are unbelievable how heavy they are. It's from a viral video. Yeah, you just Google it. You'll see it. Hola, Ramsey. Yes, welcome, Luis. You have a lot. You have a lot of material to sniff. I have a lot of material to get through, mate. I have a lot of homework to do, but you know what? I'm up to the task. Got you covered with the old school. I appreciate that, Amouage. Thank you. That's exciting. Aman Sharma, T-Rex is dead in the last 65 million years. Salutations, Rick. Big hugs indeed. We are one big happy frag fam. One big happy fragrance town here. Good evening, Jonathan. Welcome. How many times will you give a nope tonight, Amouage? Well, there's going to be some nopes, trust me. Hola, sent to the day was Merchant of Venice, La Venice pour homme. Sent to the night still to come. I don't think I've ever smelled that. Merchant of Venice, Rick. Sent to the day equals vintage YSL Opium pour homme EDT. I've got the EDT, but I have the vintage EDP coming very soon from a special, my new secretary in Poland, Natalia. Nightingale to me smells like a slightly less fruity Frederic Malle Parfum de la Thérèse. That's a good shout, actually, Eric, but I love Parfum de Thérèse, so this is good. It also doesn't have that Rudnitska challenging bit to me. Like Edmund Rudnitska, and I mean that in the best way, all of his fragrances have this part that kind of makes you go, ooh, like, you know, like it makes you think a little bit. Like there's something in there. Like if you guys haven't smelled this, this is one of my favorite aquatic fragrances that no one talks about. This is Ocean Rain by Mario Valentino. And this smells like, it smells like the ocean, like while life was being formed, you know, long time ago. Like it has this, you know, when you put hydrogen peroxide on your skin, it like bubbles up. Like it has this like peroxide, like bubbly foam. Like imagine the oceans as they were forming and life was kind of forming in them. Very primal, but also very challenging. It also has this decay, like the deaths of species that just weren't strong enough to survive. You know what I mean? And whenever they die, their bodies kind of decay in the ocean, and the ocean's a big place, right? there's some of that. There's a lot going on here. It's not just a boring aquatic. Only Edmund Rudnitska could make a cologne fragrance like this. And so even Parfum de Thérèse has a little bit of that Edmund Rudnitska signature, like, ooh, there's a little something. And I've got a pre-Estée Lauder bottle of that. I absolutely love it. I need to really give it a full wear. I haven't worn it yet. But this is much more modern to me. I don't think this has much that'll put, although Alan said there was something in it that put him off. The oud in here seems really non-skanky. The ambergris note, I mean, I think it's beautiful. Close to Mitsuko, Heresy. It is a little close to Mitsuko. Civet is a little close to Mitsuko. It's even closer to Chypre Extraordinaire by Roja, which is like 20 times the price. Yeah, I mean, since I have 3 bottles of Mitsuko, because I actually have an eau de cologne of Mitsuko as well. I don't need Civet. What do you think of Iomi's phrase? Well, actually, someone just sent me a sample of that last week. So on one of these live sniffing videos, we're going to do some Xerjoffs. See all these right here with the black tops. These are all Xerjoffs. One of them is the Iomi, and so we'll get to it. Honestly, I'm not a big Xerjoff fan, mate. I have 1 full bottle of Xerjoff, and it is Alm. This is a refill. As you can see, I don't buy bottles based on the fancy presentation. I don't really care because I care about the juice inside. So I got this refill. Oh, I love Xerjoff. Oh, man. It's like Caniche 10, but with even more smoke. And it's kind of smokier. And I just love it. Saying close to Mitsuko is like saying, oh, you're almost as fast as Usain Bolt. Fair. It's not. But to be fair, there's a big difference between Usain Bolt with the record and the guy that finishes just a little bit behind him, you know? Like, they're both fast as shit. But Usain Bolt is just a little bit on another level. But if they're both in the Olympics, they're probably going to smoke all of us. You know what I mean? I have to admit that I'm glad I sampled his creations before I sampled his YouTube personality. Yeah, I can't watch his channel, man. I mean, no offense to him, and I know he has an army of like loyal followers, and it's funny because I've seen some videos where if they say anything bad about him, boy, it's like they just pounce. So yes, but I'm always willing to be open-minded, you know. All right, it's an hour. We're past an hour. I haven't sprayed the second fragrance. Let's get Snowy Owl on my skin. Snowy Owl by Dawn Spencer Hurwitz. Is this one a woman? Is Dawn a woman? God, the sprayers are shite. See it? Oh, that's very green. It's really green. It smells like you're smelling this right here. This little piece right here in the snow. Is there vetiver in here? There's no vetiver, shockingly. I thought maybe this was going to be a vetiver creation. I like this. I definitely don't like it as much as Nightingale. Nightingale is shockingly good, but I like Snowy Owl. Let's read the blurb while it settles. A thick carpet of silver envelops the landscapes untouched, but for the dazzling reflection of the sun. Snow stretches as far as the eye can see, while a bitter wind rolls silently across the sky, its hush barely broken by the powerful beat of an ivory wing. Despite the stillness of the Arctic, the snowy owl senses a flutter beneath the icy crust far below. Through snowy tunnels, voles scamper, oblivious to their fate. A warm glow stirs within the breast of the majestic bird as it dives, confident in its majesty over the frigid kingdom. Zoologist Snowy Owl glides on with a minty opening, definitely green minty. Glides with a minty opening while the gentle warmth of musk combines with beautiful hints of florals. It merges cool vitality with exquisite softness in a captivating scent, ideal for those who aren't afraid to take what they desire. Okay, so there's a fragrance that I actually talked about today on my 1940s video called Acqua di Selva. And Acqua di Selva has this, if you've ever smelled like skin bracer, there's this like bracing mintiness to it. So this is like, to me, what I get, this is like a niche version of Acqua di Selva, okay? So Snowy Owl to me is like a niche version of Acqua di Selva. I actually think I would prefer this to Acqua di Selva, but honestly, I'm not a big fan of either. That made last place in my top 40 countdown. 1940s countdown that I did today. So here's the notes. Snow Accord, Lily of the Valley, Mint, and Coconut. In the heart, you've got Iris. See, it's funny. I don't get very much Iris here, but I definitely get little hints of Iris in Nightingale, which is very interesting because there's no Iris listed. Snowdrop, White Rose, Mate, Frankincense, Galbanum. I get the coconut for sure. I get the mint in the coconut and the green notes. Whatever green, it's probably the Galbanum. Ambrette, Cedar, Civet, Musks, Oak Moss, Tonka, and Vanilla. Very interesting. Yeah, this is like a niche version of Acqua di Selva for me. I don't think I would go for this one. Bozman, I love poetry so much. I used to write poetry actually when I was a teen. Now I do attempts at it. Keep writing it. I write more free-form poetry now. Nice. New Times without rhymes. Michael Thompson, I have Tabac, Onyx Extreme, Old Luna, Smolder, Ode, Ozone, Maverick, Notorious, Fake, Forbidden, Hard Candy, Neon, Guapo, and Boss Bastard. You got a lot of those, old boy. Tabac is another fantastic one. Yes, I like Tabac. Yes, that's right. Welcome, Rick. Many times, my friend. It's trademarked. Anuj has nope trademarked. Ram, you have been in my head all afternoon. I was doing work around the house while listening to some of your older videos. Violet Flower, Amouage Family Portrait, and others. Good to hear it. Thanks, Rick. Hope you enjoyed them. Leave a comment when you watch one of the videos. I still get comments on the old videos. Just leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm waiting for Zoologist Roadkill. They could do a lot. They could do a lot. Like I said, never ending. Just imagine. Galapagos turtles weigh 550 pounds. Isn't that crazy? How heavy they are? Like you would not expect. I mean, you know they're big, but they're heavy as shit. And apparently they can like just bite your finger off with one. You know how they look like they're moving so slow? You give them a piece of lettuce and they're like, but apparently that little motion can like take your finger off. Probably 70 plus years old. Yeah, they're old as hell too. Dior Homme Silver Stem compared to Aaron Terrence Hughes Homme. Just curious because finding Dior Homme original formula isn't practical. I'm going to guess it's not anything like Silver Stem. That's just my guess. But I'll let you know if I think it is. I don't even actually, in that whole little set I showed you, I don't even know if Homme is in there, to be honest with you. But I will, if it is, I'll try to remember to try to put it at front of the line. Merchant La Fenice pour Homme, beautiful violet leaf forward, amazing. It's this in the same wheelhouse as your Fahrenheit. I love those, so that's good to know. I love Mephisto Gentle Uomo, but that's the only Xerjoff I have or have tried so far. You know, that smells exactly like Creed's Silver Mountain Water. Like, I think it's pretty much a clone, but I've got a little sample up here too, thanks to Scott, so I'll do a video on it one day. Yes, we do. We are advanced. We're in the advanced class. This is the this is not the 101 class. Are there snowy owls in Toronto? Yes, are there snowy owls? I mean, part of the coolest thing about Zoologist is probably the artwork. I mean, she's like decked out like the queen. If Nightingale is a shapeshifter, it can also be Lightingale. That's right. Dawn is a prolific perfumer, and she's created some great and some god-awful fragrance. Dawn Spencer Hurwitz. Let's look up what else she did, eh? Let's look up what else she did. Snowy Owl. This came out in 2021, by the way. Dawn Spencer Hurwitz. DSH Perfumes. Cimabo, never smelled it. Napa Valley Cello, never smelled it. Cafe Noir for DSH Perfumes, never smelled it. Vanilla Boutique DSH. I don't know. What is this DSH? Is that her name? Dawn Spencer Horowitz Perfumes, DSH. Is that what that stands for? Never even heard of her brand. Yeah, they're all for her brand, except for Snowy Owl. Interesting. Thanks for saying that, Alan. I had no clue. All DSH, 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 DSH. She's got 20 pages of fragrances. Holy crap. And they're all DSH. Wow. I had no clue. No clue at all. It says Snowy Owl is her most famous fragrance, though, on Parfumo. Recently got Oud Maximus and was absolutely blown away. Definitely thinking about buying another Bortnikov Oud. Which one? Lau Oud. If you liked Oud Maximus, go for Lau Oud. If you want a chocolate Oud, go for Oud Monarch. And if you want something that is, I think, a little different, I just did a video on Bortnikov's Louis Exquise, and I really liked it. It was really, really good. Go check out my video. There's some good oud in this as well. So yes, Bortnikov is good. Areej Dore is good. If you liked, it might be a little hard to find, but if you liked Oud Maximus, I'd recommend Oud Zen. Oud Zen. I'm going to do a video on this very first Oud Zen. I have a video on the channel, but it's Oud Zhen. It's like the second version that he did of Oud Zen, you know, because whenever he does his extraction or his distillations of the ouds, I guess they can never be exact. So he always does like a second, third, fourth, fifth version or whatever. So yes, if you like Oud Maximus Said, I'd recommend trying to find a bottle of Oud Zen by Areej Dore. But if you want to stick with Bortnikov and you like that Oud Maximus style, try Lau Oud, L-A-O, Lau Oud. Aqua de Selva is a huge lemon to me. It's a huge mint to me. Like, I get this gigantic skin bracer style like mint. Actually, I have it on a blotter here because I did that 1940s video. Yeah, here it is. It's already gone. I put it on here 4 hours ago. It's gone. Unbelievable. That's one of the things I don't like about it. Actually, if you watched my 1940s video, I brought out my Jacques Fat vintage green water, and I much prefer green water to Aqua de Selva. Actually, I think I prefer Snowy Owl to Aqua de Selva even. But this is definitely behind Nightingale as far as rankings go. I'll tell you that. It's the mint gives it this cooling feeling that I think is supposed to feel like that snow accord. But to me, it just smells. If they didn't mention snow accord, I would think of the old school fragrances like Aqua de Selva from the 1940s or Skin Bracer from the 1930s, where it has that sharp, almost nasal clearing like mint. You know what I mean? But here it's kind of mixed with greens. I don't get much iris. Maybe the frankincense also contributes to that lemony, minty, but the coconut makes it feel very white. It adds the impression of the color white, you know, because you're looking at snow. And so when you think of coconut, you think of that, you know, the creamy, either the flesh of the coconut, the inside, or the coconut milk or whatever it is. And it has that ability to make you picture white, which I think is what the perfumer is trying to get you to do. And then the base of ambrette, I don't get very much iris and I don't get very much ambrette, at least not now. So, yes, Nightingale is the winner right now. Let's see, Snowy Owl, right wrist. Okay, so next we're going to do Dodo, left. Dodo, left elbow. Before I spray it on, let me catch up on the comments. Jonathan in the house. Welcome, my friend. The ex-wife already trademarked Nopes. That's right. Dushan is the one who rolls out the red carpet to everyone and announces them properly when they arrive. How do you do? Yep. Skipped right through my comment. Which one? I answered it. What are you talking about? You mean the, was there a different one than the Oud Maximus? Lao Oud. That's the one I'd go for. Lao Oud. Yeah, if you haven't, well, Silver Mountain Water came way before the Xerjoff, and it's a Pierre Bourdon creation. And so, yes, I mean, if you, I mean, it's a blatant copy. It's not even a question. Silver Mountain Water in the mid-90s. Well, we actually talk about fragrance here, Bosman. So yes, that's the thing. They say it was based on the Alps water, while Gentle Uomo is a summary barber. Yeah, they always come out with those stories. You know, that's what they are. They're stories. We can compare Silver Mountain Water and Towers Laird Alps Swiss. I have never smelled that tower, Dushan. Is your Aqua de Selva vintage? I only smelled the current, which is 90% close to Victor original. It is the Victor version. I think now it's actually released by a company called let's see. It was the company now for Aqua de Selva that does it is called Visconti di Madrone. Visconti di Madrone. I think they're the ones that are that they're releasing it now. They're the new company that puts out Aqua de Selva. Victor's the old one. Victor doesn't make it anymore. I don't even think Victor's a company anymore because they also made one of my favorites. My favorite Victor is this one. This is my favorite Victor. You can see the V. Good old Wall Street, baby. This stuff is so good. Oh, my God. As a vintage lover. Oh. It smells like the color of the bottle. It smells like an executive boardroom. Like I just imagine it's actually a really good name because I imagine actually being in a Wall Street boardroom, but back in the 80s, when not like today where everything's real streamlined. Like I imagine back in the 80s, some guy going to Wall Street would pull up in his Porsche, throw some valet the keys, go up to like a 5-star dining room, have breakfast, sit down, read his newspaper from the 100th floor, and then go to a boardroom meeting, show off his his business card, kind of like in American Psycho, to all of his friends, talk about their golf escapades from the weekend before, go have a 5-star lunch, wearing a $6,000 Xenia suit. That's how I imagine it. That's how Wall Street smells. It smells like leather and wood and oak moss and a little bit green. There's a little bit of that pine polo green thing in it, but more so it is a Wall Street boardroom. 1984 it came out. I forgot the notes. I'll have to look it up. Let's see if I can find the notes. Good old Wall Street. Man, what a steal my Wall Street bottles were. One of them was a free gift from Amouage because it was one no one really wanted. And the other one is I got for like $25 or something. I bought this one. This is a 50 ml splash that I ended up buying. Good old Victor. Let's see what Victor Wall Street says. 1984. Artemisia. Yep, there's the green. Basil, lemon, bergamot, green notes, and juniper, cedarwood, patchouli, pine needles, rose, carnation, cinnamon, jasmine, fir balsam, leather, amber, and oak moss. It's just perfect. It's got my name written all over it. Just all over it. I love this stuff. Zadig Emilio Pucci. Never smelled it, but I really like Zadig and Voltaire. This is for him. Thanks for putting me on to Salome. Got it today. Wearing it now. Holy yes. Thanks for that, Dylan. Appreciate you sharing that. I love Salome. It's so good, isn't it? What's crazy is all of Liz Moore's work is like that. I mean, not like that. I mean, that's kind of a special deal. But if you really do like Salome, you should check out Bala Versailles. If you can find a bottle, I think you'll be able to kind of see the similarities. Plus, this is a brilliant piece of work. It's just the base of Bala Versailles is like a ball of civet. It's just like a ball of civet. I swear this stuff could survive the apocalypse. This stuff could survive the cockroaches and still smell good. What's the max you pay for a 3.3 Dolce&Gabbana Pour Euro Italia sticker version tester? Can get a tester for $160. Honestly, I don't know. I was gonna say probably $150, but I think I paid like 120 or 130 for mine, but I think it's a 75 mil. My favorite Victor is Hugo. I'm a huge Epic Man fan and have a recent bottle with the names on the front. I recently got offered a pre-magnetic cap Epic. Should I take it or stick? You should absolutely take it. Sell off your new recent bottle and get the old one, would be my advice. Yeah, sell the new Epic and get the old one. Ah, they come out of the same factory. The separation decades ago was only on paper. Okay, good to know. Thanks for that, Keith. So is Victor still making sense then? Can you still get these? John, the company website sells both brands. Interesting. Did not know that. My version is good. Don't get me wrong. My favorite part of Epic is the leathery Castoreum. Most people seem to mention how strong the note is in the older version. Yeah, I'd go for the older one. I like the old brand history stuff too. Yep. I'm right there with you, Jonathan. We can survive a nuclear apocalypse. Battle of Versailles. Hold my bottle. That's right. This stuff is just. The new Dolce&Gabbana poem has been butchered. That's what I heard. That is what I heard. All right, let's get the third fragrance on me, shall we? Some Dodo. Some Dodo. How about that? This is a Vez César piece of work. Let's discover Dodo together, shall we? Just the worst sprayer. It's like trickling on me. I hate these things. Just in case I haven't said that recently. I despise these little samples. Ooh, it smells like Indian food straight out of the nozzle. Woo! Wow. That smells cuminy and like Indian food. That is maybe the biggest body odor note I've ever smelled. Even more so than Fate Man. And this is usually a fragrance that people say is the biggest body odor fragrance of all time. But I actually really like the opening of Fate Man, even though it's got a lot of cumin. But this is, oh my God, this smells straight up like body odor Indian food. Oh, it's brutal. Wow. I really do not like that. I really don't like this at all. Let's read about it. The sun sparkled across rippling waves, its morning dance upon the Indian Ocean, rousing the dodos from their carefree slumber. Stumbling drunkenly across the forest floor, they feasted on overripe fruit where it lay, dropped for them by the lush island paradise that nurtured them. For generations, the predator-free and bountiful shores lulled them into a state of complacency that their wings grew idle and flight was lost, even to memory. Ultimately, evolution would betray them. But while it lasted, the dodos enjoyed the existence marked by ease and comfort. Did they get Indian food shipped to them? Zoologist Dodo is a paradox. Like those extinct inhabitants of Mauritius, this scent is at once classic but fun, unknowable but impossibly unforgettable, the ideal perfume for those with an eclectic sensibility who crave a life of leisure and contentment. So here's the note listing. There's something about this that I just really do not like. Bergamot, petitgrain, pink pepper, rosemary, cardamom. There's definitely a lot of cardamom, but usually I like cardamom. Here it comes across as smelling of body odor. I think Rich Mitch would hate this. Pineapple, clary sage, black currant, absolute, basil, lavender, geranium, cumin, definite cumin. I got the cumin right from the get-go, though, not in the base. The cumin came straight away. Oak moss, lavandin, the cheaper lavender, oak moss, oak wood, oak moss, So it's oak wood and oak moss, lavandin, tonka, and musk. Speaking of, in France, did you know that 98% of the lavender fields are actually the less expensive lavandin? That's what a lot of the houses are using now. Lavandin, anytime you cross kind of two breeds of lavender plant, you get lavandin, which kind of smells more like rosemary. And there is a rosemary bit in here. Definitely a big, is there rosemary listed? Yes, there is. Okay, so there is rosemary listed. I was going to say, maybe the lavandin's giving off that rosemary note. I don't like this. This is shockingly bad. Let's see. Dodo is so lovely and sad name. What are your thoughts on Amouage Purpose? Hated it. I mean, I haven't smelled it since that video, but I thought it smelled like Ganymede. That's not what Amouage is, you know? The Fishman is ruining my Amouage. Don't get me started, man. I'm going to be like the old guy. Get off my lawn. The Fishman is ruining Amouage. No one will listen to me. Heck yeah, I love both versions of Dodo. It's a shame they're cutting the V2 as well. Dodo V3 upcoming. This is V2. Okay, this is V2. You guys are loving this. I do not like this at all. I am not a fan. I finally selected my scent of the night, a Loewe scent, a Tardacer en los Jardins de Bueno Retiro, evening in the restful garden. I should have just read that. A rose cumin oud dream. Nice, smells good. To me, Percival is one of the best barbershop fougères I know. Percival, is that the Parfum de Marly? I've never smelled that one, Bossman, but you will find not a lot of people here like Parfum de Marly. You're going to find much opposition to Parfum de Marly, and you'll probably find much opposition to Xerjoff, just FYI. There are some... Bossman's new to our group, by the way. But here you go. Here's a ram duck answer. Have you tried Azzaro Pour Homme Vintage? Yeah, man. I mean, this is the kind of stuff you're going to find we like here. We're old school. Although, to be fair, you'll find that I am very fair and balanced as a judge, and I cannot judge something I've never smelled. So maybe Percival is the best barbershop fougere. Who knows? But I've never smelled it, to be honest with you. I only like Kuyuhan. I need to smell that. I've never smelled it, Dimitri. I may have tried it. Anu sent me a couple of Azzaros. Let me see. Haven't even tried Kuyuhan. Yeah, me neither. Then you have it. Anuj knows the quality ones. Yes, that's right. He does. Some of my favorite, easy to find barbershop fragrances are right here. Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, 1973. Rest in peace. Francisco Robanetta. I always have to look at his name because I don't remember it. And Azzaro Pour Homme, 1978. Two just, oh man, you could just rock these. These are just barbershop perfection, dude. This is barbershop royalty right here. I doubt Percival can hold a candle to either of these, mate. Again, I haven't smelled it, so I can't talk. But my guess is, from what I know about Parfum de Marly, it probably can't hold a candle to either of those. I really don't like this Dodo. You guys like this? I'm getting a lot of Indian food. I guess body odor fragrances are good for when you get out of the shower and smell too clean. I got a chance to talk to Renaud Salman and asked him if we're going to be seeing some more extracts added. And he actually told me he has 2 extracts now. Hope Jubilation Man is one of them. Yeah, someone sent me a screenshot of that the other day. That that 2 new extracts are coming. Well, they've butchered Jubilation 25 for men so bad that now they have to release the extrait at triple the price, the greedy bastards. It's a beautiful balsamic honey, oak moss oriental from 71, nothing like Zadig and Voltaire. Ah, okay. Zadig is different from Zadig and Voltaire. Okay, good to know. Thanks for that, 6 cents. I should have known from your beautiful picture of Jetty you've got up. Ah, you have Azzaro Homme. Smell it. You have a friend. Vintage Dolce&Gabbana Homme Euro Italia and another in either 2.5 or 4.2 ounce, never in a 3.3. There's your answer. There is your answer right there, Stephs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure mine is a 2.5 ounce. Let me check. It is. It's 2.5. 75 mil. That's what I thought. But yes, I love this stuff in summer. It's so good. Wasn't crazy about Percival, though. Smelled like a $250 Mont Blanc Legend. Ooh. Oh, that sounds rough, Mike. That's exactly what I expected from Percival, by the way. But ooh. Yes, that's right. Maybe this is because this scent is supposed to be extinct. It's very, very bad. Very, very bad. And you know what sucks is I like Yves Cesar. He made what did he make that I really liked? He made Tom Ford for Men. The one that's now discontinued. I really want a bottle of that Extreme. I meant 4.2 Amouage. Yes, Amouage is always right. Never question the great Amouage. It's like the great Oz. Will you be looking into the House of Fey Means? I would love to, yeah. But probably what I'll do is just wait until, you know, a sample set falls in my lap, or maybe I'll just start blind buying stuff if it's cheap enough. I quite like the 3 PDM exclusives. So someone sent me the exclusive of Layton, the one that came out a year after the original Layton. Layton came out in 2016. Layton exclusive came out in 2017. And so I'm going to do a video on it one of these days. I'm going to wear it as my scent of the day and do a video. I've never smelled Layton exclusive, though. Yep, that's right. Just making sure you don't want to get taken for a ride. I much prefer Parsifal to Percival. Parsifal is a great Wagner opera. I do like Wagner. Dodo number 2 is in the Dodo took a dump after eating Indian food. This is not good. Any Hermes Haris Amouage for... I love Haris. So good. I quite like my 3 PDM exclusive scents. There's 3, eh? It's Pegasus, Layton, and what's the other exclusive? Don't know Duchamp and the rest. Azzaro Homme smells nice to me, but I wouldn't say it's better than Percival. Ooh. Spend some time with it. Spend some time with it. The new Juby 25 is more like Juby 12.5. Yeah, they're on some other shit there, Mike. Give some time to your nose. You know what'll be funny is when we're like giving Bosman like the stick, you know, like, hey, dude, you remember the first day you showed up and you said Percival was better than Azzaro Homme? He's gonna be like, oh man, I can't believe I said that, guys. I'm so sorry. Splash is okay. Vintage Haris. Oh, I'm telling you, Rich Mitch was in his slumber. I just imagine him laying down. He hears Haris and just sits up, types a message. I wasn't paying attention and just dosed the formula I'm working on with the wrong material, FML, and it wasn't a happy accident. It wasn't one of those Shalimar. Whoops, I accidentally dumped a bunch of vanilla in there, but oh, it's beautiful. My favorite PDM, Haltane, Darley, and Beerly. Are those real? Are those real names, Rick? I guess they are real names. Darley. I need it after seeing your top 2022 pickup videos, Duck. It is very good, to be fair. Dolce&Gabbana Pour Homme is probably one of the best fresh tobaccos. Like, I love wearing this in summer. In the heat, it just shines, you know? Vintage Haris. Scent of the day, Bois de Zio. Beautiful, Omar. Blue bottle service. Steph's, it's pretty great. My favorite Azzaro so far is Wanted by Night. I can sense the BPM and blood pressure of Rich rising until a news reply. Those blue bottles of Haris, I don't have one. I've got the bottle after that, but I absolutely love it. Halton is one of my best pickups of the year. Halton, I don't even know what that is. Let me look it up. I've never even heard of it. Let's look it up. Base notes. Halton. Oh, it's the Harrod exclusive, right? Yeah, I've heard of this. Bergamot, lavender, clary sage, saffron, cedarwood, praline. Praline. Is Darley a mix of Derby and Marley? We wouldn't be so lucky, dude. Not a fan of Halton. Never smelled it. It's a PDM invasion. Oh, Keith. Halton is like polo green wrapped in light chocolate. Well, shit, if we're gonna talk fucking Parfum de Marley, let me get my 2 bottles out. Shit. There we go. Look, take the picture. I'm now frag bro. But I do like Layton. Although it is sweet, it has that apple pie thing going on. It's like a niche Bosch bottled in a weird way. I bet you never thought of it that way. But it is. It's like a weird vanilla Boss bottled thing. It's the reason I don't own Boss bottled. So this is how it works here. Tyranny of the majority. We're just mostly vintage. A lot of us are vintage lovers. And I would say most of the people here, how can I say it without sounding elitist? Most of the people here probably don't think very highly of Parfum de Marley as a brand. That's my guess. But I am of the opinion that there's a couple that I like it enough to get full bottles. Like, I like Harrod. I don't care that it's too sweet. It is too sweet, by the way. But I don't care because I like the tobacco cinnamon osmanthus thing that it's got going on. And in the cold, it's really good. And I like Layton, even though it's hyped to the hills. And you know, it's the thing about Parfum de Marley is that they're designer fragrances in niche bottles. So what they smell like is what you would expect to smell in something like this. L'Homme Ideal for about 20% of the price. These don't smell the same, but they have like the same quality. You know what I mean? And so while this is $60, this is $300. And it's like, come on, Parfum de Marly. Seriously. And so I think that's part of the beef with Parfum de Marly, if you ask my opinion. But I'm not, as you can see, I have a couple. So I'm not such a, you know, I'm not so bourgeoisie that I'm like, oh no, Parfum de Marly. No, I'm cool. I'm down to try anything. I said I'm going to do a video on Layton Exclusive very soon, but it's not a brand that I have any high hopes for. Let's put it that way. This Dodo is getting worse. That's right. Just a little hazing ritual. Yeah, I like Herod. It's just way too sweet. If I could make a bespoke Herod for me, I would turn that sweetness into something bitter. You know, take that sweetness, make it bitter, and amp up the tobacco. And you would have a hell of a fragrance. I mean, the tobacco note in here is really good. It's nice. It's a very fine tobacco. It's beautiful. It's just the vanilla sweetness is very designer, you know, mass appealing. It's for bros. It's for bros that want compliments. It is. That's how I think of Parfum de Marly as a house. You know what I mean? Like, did you get 3 compliments today? Well, if you didn't get 3 compliments today, then it failed you. You know what I mean? Whereas most of us probably wear the fragrance for ourselves. I would think that's the difference between Dan's channel and my channel. Where do you think you got your vintage Heris from? Hamdani looks interesting. I'm down to try it. I won't buy it, but I'm down to try it. Never been a fan of none of the PDMs. Just love Haultain. Haultain. Ah, that's the one we were just talking about. The names are just weird to me. That Herod's exclusive. How much is it? How much is Haultain, by the way? Supply and demand. I got L'Homme EDT. The EDT is okay. I like the EDP. It's this like cherry. It's this it's like this cherry almondy, you know, Guerlain vanilla. Very like it's like a really good date night fragrance. But I love the way Guerlain does vanilla. Even though this is sweet, I really like this. But probably my favorite L'Homme Ideal is the Extreme, because it brings in this plum and tobacco. And I love tobacco, as you can tell. And so even though it's sweet, if you're going to mix sweet notes, for me, mix it with tobacco, because that's how I like that sweet tobacco vibe sometimes. Darley gets compared to Reflection Man / Lamal. Interesting. I've never smelled Darley. If you like PDM, you've spent a minute. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, Dushan. Minois at Demi. People like what they like. Fragrance is subjective. There's no right or wrong fragrances, but most of us here don't like overly sweet fragrances or more designer kind of stuff. That's a good way to put it, Nikki. True, at first I thought Herod would make me nauseous, so it took me some time to finally get it. PDM falling with Demi Rawling. Yep, Demi digs PDM and Xerjoff. Shocker. Ram, this Eau Sauvage Parfum is borderline too sweet. Do you find it extra sweet? 2016 bottle. No, I actually like the touch of sweetness in there. I didn't find it too sweet at all. It's just a bit. It might be the myrrh. I think the myrrh might give it that resinous sweetness. That's my guess. I got mine for $350. Okay. Demi doesn't like PDM. She shills PDM. Yeah. EDT is okay, but I don't like the almond heavy stuff. So yeah, I rarely use it. Yeah, I know what you mean. Don't touch Demi. Oh, we all would. All right, let's see what's next. The final. It's an hour 50 minutes in. This Dodo is absolutely horrendous. So that leaves Hummingbird. I'm on Hummingbird. We've got Dodo in last place. There's no doubt about that. Nightingale in first. Are you going to be second or are you going to be third, Hummingbird? This is a Shelley Waddington. That's the perfumer that Galen went to go meet, remember? Shelley Waddington. And he like didn't bring the right equipment or something. Man, these sprayers are shit. It's not even spraying. It's like squirting on me. All right, while we wait for this to settle down. Ooh, while we wait for this to settle down. Let's read. From the ethereal perspective of the exquisitely adorned hummingbird, the world is an endless kaleidoscope of colorful, fragrant blossoms offering up their tempestuous delights. An insatiable desire for sweetness propels the hummingbird as it floats from flower to flower, sampling the nectar with a gentle touch of its delicate tongue, retreating to its lichen and moss-lined nest. It settles into the cozy cocoon of dreams and sweet ambrosia. Zoologist Hummingbird mingles light floral tones with delectable fruity nectars to create a harmonious balance. A finishing dollop of velvety whipped cream melds the tantalizing notes. Contemplating this irresistible and opulent perfume. Okay, so we've got apple, cherry, citrus muguet, plum, rose, violet leaf in the top. In the heart, we've got honeysuckle, honey, lilac, mimosa, peony, and ylang ylang. In the base, we have amber, cream, coumarin, moss, sandalwood, and musks. So my guess is this is probably going to be second place. Yeah, I can tell you right now, this will be second place. This is better than Snowy Owl, to my taste anyways. Did Shelley Waddington also do civet, or am I tripping? Let's see, Hummingbird. Shelley Waddington. Yes, she did. She did civet. Okay. So I was going to say, this reminds me a little bit of civet, just in the way that the fragrance is created. Like I felt like there was something, like I've smelled it before in civet, although I couldn't put my finger on it because none of the notes are even close. This is not a chypre, it doesn't seem like. Although maybe you could call it a chypre. It's got moss. There's no bergamot, so no, I wouldn't call this a chypre. I don't get much. Like when you read apple, cherry, plum, it's not like you're thinking. It's more maybe like imagine that you're smelling a honeysuckle flower that the hummingbird, what do they do to the flower when they get there? The hummingbird lands on the flower, and imagine that the hummingbird had like apple and cherry around its tongue and left a residue of it around the outside of the flower. It's just like a tiny, tiny bit, like a touch of fruits. And it seems like it's mostly focused on that floral heart of honeysuckle, honey, lilac, mimosa, peony, and ylang. And maybe even it's that honey accord that I'm picking up that seems slightly fruity. It could be kind of this slight honeyed fruit feel. Almost like a residue after, getting the nectar from the flower, if you will. And I think I would like the dry down of this. But I don't know if I love this right off of the bat like I really loved Nightingale. Nightingale is a winner. If what's her name shows up, Miss Noir, I tell her all systems go for Nightingale. This is by far the surprise of the batch, with Hummingbird probably coming in number 2. Although it's a distant number 2. Nightingale is way out in the lead. That was a shocker. I was not expecting to like that as much as I did. Let's see what people are saying. L'Homme Ideal is nice, but it reminds me of eating almonds and toothpaste. Yeah. Well, the EDT does. The EDP doesn't have that toothpaste vibe. But it does have this cherry vibe. There's this cherry vanilla thing to the EDP. Dodo's a dud. Yes, it is. If you like Demi, you should see Liz Moore's. Yeah, go watch my interview with Liz Moore's, Bosman. I've got a playlist of interviews. You'll like the Liz Moore interview. She's the owner and perfumer for Papillon. She did an interview with me in the summer. Why do they even write these blurbs? I've never read one. I throw the package box out minutes after opening a new frag. I read the blurbs. Am I the only one who reads the blurbs? Do you guys read the blurbs? I definitely read the blurbs. I don't care about ad copy. Anthracite was probably my favorite of the samples I got from Amouage non-Zaharoff ones. Which anthracite? Which anthracite, Bosman? Tragedy. Is it Anthracite Pour l'Homme from Giacomo? Or is it Tom Ford's Noir Anthracite? I'm guessing it's probably Anthracite Pour l'Homme, right? Antonio asks, has anyone tried anything from Franck Boclet? I've got a Franck Boclet. It's, where is it? Can't see. It's here somewhere. Where is it? It is... Well, shit, I don't know where it's at. Let me get my light. Aha. Wait, nope. It's not it. It's missing. Someone stole my Franck Boclet. Ah, found it. Yep, Franck Boclet's tobacco is kind of like, it's like Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. So I basically have 2 fragrances that I ended up buying because they were like Tobacco Vanille, which one was Amouroud Oud Tabac, and the other is Franck Boclet's Tobacco, and neither of them kind of scratched the itch. Neither of them scratched the itch of actually having Tobacco Vanille. So I ended up buying a small bottle of Tobacco Vanille after all. That just goes to show you, just get what you want. Don't try to be cheap and get fake alternatives. Just so pointless. You should write these ad copies, Mike V. I still think we should create a book together where we write fake ad copies for these fragrances. I think that would be funny as shit. Oh, Dodo is so bad. I can't believe they put this out. I can't believe this is a thing. You guys actually like Dodo. I really don't like it. At least not up close. Maybe in the air it smells okay, but woof. If you like tobacco note mixed with plum marmalade, you can try Boclet's tobacco. Yeah, I think the difference with Boclet's tobacco is it has that weird plum note that Tobacco Vanille I don't think has. Anthracite by Giacomo. Anthracite pour l'homme by Giacomo. Yeah? Yeah, that's a good one. Yep. Yes, the good anthracite by Giacomo, not the TM trash. Yes. 3 a.m. Got to bail. It's always been emotional. Good night, everyone. Good night, Keith. You in the same time zone as me, Manly? My Franck Boclet Oud is a great cuminy creation. Yes, that's right. That's right, it is. I think I did that in one of my blind sniffing episodes, Alan. Tobacco Vanille has dry fruit. Yes, that's it. That's it. You're exactly right, Dushan. Yep. Yeah, as far as Shelley Waddington's creation goes, I haven't smelled any of the other stuff she's done. She's also a perfumer, a lot like this Dawn Spencer Horowitz that did a lot for this En Voyage perfumes. Well, Dawn Spencer Horowitz did fragrances for DSH perfumes. Shelley Waddington has her own brand, I guess, called En Voyage perfumes, but haven't smelled any of those ever. But between the two zoologists that she did, I like Civette better, but they both share a DNA. I can kind of see her DNA in both of them for sure. I think if you like one, you'll probably like another. But Zoologist is more kind of my speed. It's more of that Chypre style. Dodo is a pleasant surprise to many walk-in customers. Often they would buy a travel spray. I can't believe that a walk-in person would like this. This is very challenging, Victor. No offense. Unless something happened to this elbow before I sprayed Dodo on it that I don't know about, I get a lot of body odor off of me from Dodo. Wow, the cumin is powerful. Very powerful. I mean, I think I'll stick with my Fate Man for this level of cumin, you know? Wow. That's a challenging one. That was really challenging for me. Okay, so if I rank these, I would probably say last place is Dodo. Third place would be Snowy Owl. Second place would be Shelley Waddington's Hummingbird. And first place would be Nightingale. This guy, Tamu and Naba, has really impressed me. Really impressed. Obviously, I bought a full bottle of his work previously, but this is shocking. This is really good stuff. Nightingale is the surprise of the show tonight for me. It's so good. I'm even really liking the dry down, that mossy. It has labdanum, which has these leathery facets to it. So, and it is a Chypre. It's a proper Chypre. It smells like a proper Chypre, but that overtone of the Japanese plum blossom is really good. This is a hit. Margie Noir was asking about buying this because she said she heard good things and she wanted my opinion. And damn it, that's the Ram stamp of approval for Nightingale. This is a good one. This is really good. I need to figure out what else this Tamu and Naba has done. Thanks for being here, Victor. I also have a bottle of Franck Boclet's Crime, but I grew to dislike it. Never smelled it. I got the BO, I guess. Oh, Indian food BO, man. But thanks for sharing these with me, by the way. Usually I have to give a special shout out to one of you fine folks who have sent me stuff, but this time we can just say special shout out to Victor Wong for sending these samples to me. And so there'll be more of these to come because there's a ton of samples still to discuss. These are all zoologist samples that we're going to do this series on, 4 at a time. Tamu has another scent for zoologists in 2025. You guys are planning things out that far in the future, Victor? Wow. It's good to know. Enrico Coveri Pour Homme is a pretty good one too. Yeah, absolutely. It's discontinued, but it's very good. If you had to pick one, Bracken Man or Sunshine Man, I love Sunshine Man so much. I think with Bracken Man, I mean, I really do like Bracken Man, but the problem is there's other fougères that I could wear. Like if I didn't have Bracken Man, I could wear, you know, Gucci Nobile. Someone just mentioned, Bosman just mentioned Enrico Coveri Pour Homme. Like there's so many other fougères that I could wear. Yes, Bracken Man's amazing. Yes, it has that extra hit of clove that you don't get in maybe some of these other fougères. But Sunshine Man for me is unique. I mean, there's only one fragrance that reminds me of Sunshine Man, and that is Eau Noir. And the only reason I have this is thanks to Rich Mitch. And I did a video on it, and I still have enough to maybe give it another full wear or two. So, yeah, I've got a couple of these thanks to him. And I really like Eau Noir. I think Francis Kirkjohn deserves kind of a shout out for coming up first with that lavender Immortelle. Sunshine Man has that brandy, orange brandy in it, whereas Eau Noir, I think, had a couple interesting notes that kind of remind you of maybe like food in a sense. And even though I really liked Eau Noir, I think it was much more spicy than Sunshine Man. And since I don't own a full bottle of Eau Noir, if you're asking me which one would I keep, I would keep Sunshine Man. In a perfect world, I'd keep them both. I can never get enough cumin, oud, and other odoriferous plant and animalics. I know what you mean, Alan. Damn straight, sir. Tamu has another scent. That's right. Fragrance called B.O. Hope not. More than 10 fragrances done. Wow. That's awesome, Victor. I'm very excited for Tiger. Just looking at the note listing and what I've heard, Tiger seems like it's going to be right up my alley. So that is one I cannot wait for. Great news. I'm already excited for the 2025. Yeah, all we have to do is wait 2 more years, right, Eric? I don't even know what I'm having for breakfast tomorrow. I know, right? Victor is way too strategically planned. I mean, hey, Victor, while you're here, I have a question for you. Some of the houses were saying that once you get up to, a certain amount of fragrances, that it's hard to, keep the oils going and all that stuff. And now that you have so many, your library of fragrances have swelled, as your plan just to keep them, I mean, 10 more fragrances added to the library would be a lot. Are you planning on keeping them all going, or Victor, you want to join the stream here? I'll drop the stream for you, Victor. Eugene says, come on. If you can come on, I'll drop the link. If you can come on, you're welcome. If you can't, I completely understand. I know it's out of the blue. Yes, we want to hear about Tiger for sure. I don't blame you. But one day I will have you on, Victor, because I would love to hear about Tiger. I would love to hear about Tiger. And so yes, that's right. In Harvest Mouse, I did a video on Harvest Mouse already. People were asking for it. They were interested in Harvest Mouse. I think Harvest Mouse is the only fragrance I've ever come across with that beer note. Tiger was reformulated once before the launch. No, I want the vintage Tiger, Victor. That won't cut it. Make sure you send me the vintage Tiger whenever you send it, okay? One ingredient got discontinued. So whenever Eugene was at your studio and he was smelling Tiger and he was like, holy shit, that's good. Was that the vintage Tiger he was smelling? Because I'm going off of Eugene's reaction there. So if it's reformulated, I don't know. I don't know about blind buying that one. That's right. Have your people get with my people, Victor. Does anyone else want to come on? Since I think Victor... No, reformulated Tiger. Ah, good. Okay. All right. That's okay. Good. That makes me happy, Victor. Thank you. They smell very similar. Well, that's good. I mean, hell, we're talking about a fragrance none of us but Eugene and a couple other people have smelled. Get on, Victor. We love hearing you talk about perfume. That's right. When you're a brand owner and ambassador, you have to be shamelessly self-promoting. There you go. I dropped the link. And I never drop the link to the Ram streams. You guys know that. Usually this is a one-man show. Just, although I have a feeling you might not like Tiger after knowing what you like. Really? Where can you pick up full bottles? Only the brand's website. I tried Seahorse and liked it. Yeah, welcome, Mitchell Scott. I don't think I've seen you before, sir. Yeah, zoologist.com, I think, right? Or zoologistperfumes.com. Let me see. Zoologist. Oh, it's definitely not zoologist.com. It's zoologistperfumes.com. Yep, zoologistperfumes.com. Here, I'll leave it on the, hang on. I'll leave it on the banner. Hey. There we go. Scroll, baby, scroll. Scroll, baby, scroll. I'm wearing PJ right now. What's PJ? What's PJ, Victor? Excuse me whilst I hydrate my eyes. Contacts will get you. Was the discontinued ingredient Panther Piss? It's called Tiger, Alan. It's called Tiger. I want to call Duchafour for the live stream. I would love to have Duchafour on the live stream. I might squeal like a little girl if Duchafour came on our live stream, dude. You would faint. You wouldn't even be here for the live stream, Dushan. You would be passed out. You'd faint, hit your head. You'd wake up by the time the stream was done. I'd probably be just like a blubbering mess. I couldn't even like ask questions because we would have the great Duchafour here. Mike V says Etiquette in Canada carries them as well. I haven't worn PJs since I was 9 years old. Bosman, you just stick with us, dude. We'll make you a frag head. Don't worry. Bertrand Duchefort. He made the Great Jubilation 25. He also made the Great Zonka. I assume he knows a lot. Yeah, I think he does. Welcome, Galen. You've been lurking in the background, eh? Yes, real men wear jammies. That's right, jams. Hello, scent of the day, Nerfius from Alexandria Fragrances. Never smelled it, Wes. Never smelled Nerfius. Oh, he's probably one of my favorite perfumers of all time. I said the other day on a stream that if Ramsey ever had his own line, I would want Duchefort as my perfumer. I'd want Duchefort to be my can't even think. Oh, this is pretty sad. I'd want Duchefort to be my Antoine Lee. God. Victor, have you tried getting in contact with Duchefort to create a zoologist? You don't give him any ideas. Duchefort is reserved for Ram. Actually, Ram is going to be the zoologist that Duchefort and me are going to collab on. That's right. The Wizard of Incense and Chypre Palatine and, you know, a million other amazing things. I've seen Galen's jams. I don't want to collaborate with Duchefort. Victor, you take that back, sir. I got my jammies on right now, but I'm interested in collaborating with Antoine Lee. Psh, who's not? Real men wear Balenciaga Pour Homme. Just Balenciaga Pour Homme to bed. That's it. You don't need jams when you're caked in Balenciaga, okay? That guy, don't read that guy Wes's comments. He's slacking at work. Have you tried any of the scents of wood? Yes, I have. I have plum and cognac, thanks to Rachel, and I think my favorite is probably this one, Oud and Bourbon. And, oops, there you go. There's a little candle that comes with this one. This is thanks to one of my perfume god people. You know who you are. Wants to remain anonymous, so he shall. His wishes shall be granted. But Oud in Bourbon is really, really good. I think it's the best scent of wood that I've smelled. However, I've got a bunch of samples, like enough to do 5 of these, probably like 4 each time live streams. So we'll do some more zoologist. We'll do some scents of wood. We'll do some Xerjoff. We'll do some. I've just got a ton of these like that we could knock out. I've still never smelled. I have so many samples to get through. I'm sure Bertie Douche will collaborate for the right price. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. You just got to throw some real paper his way. I mean, he's done some collabs with some houses I am not impressed with so far. Like Astrophil and Stella is another house. I got a ton of samples I still haven't smelled. We could do these live streams. Oh, the big questions are coming out. What about Christopher Sheldrake? Oh my God, this stream just took a turn, Victor. Like after the sniffing of your fragrances is over and you popped on, this stream just got serious, Victor. What about Christopher Sheldrake? Yes, hell yes. Can you imagine a Christopher Sheldrake? Ducheffour's work is too smooth for zoologist. Have you smelled Jubilation 25 or Chypre Palaton? He would make a perfect zoologist. They are sold out of plum and cognac on the website, but Oud and Bourbon wasn't yet sold out when I checked. Oud and Bourbon's really good. It is really good. And there's some other, I've got a bunch of samples to go through from Sense of Wood. Like, let's see, I'll show you a couple here. We've got Papyrus and Acacia. We've got Hinoki in Hinoki. We've got Ebony and Oak. We've got Oud in Calvados. So there you go. There's a live stream, a Sense of Wood blind sniff live stream right there. There you go. There's 4. So yeah, I've got some. Yeah, we could do this whole 4 live stream testing strategy for a long time. I have a lot of samples I've never smelled. I've got a lot of samples to get through. And like today, I just discovered how much I really love Nightingale. This is the winner. Nightingale takes the cake. So yeah, that's why these videos are kind of cool. Rich Mitch is awake to mention Sheldrake. When is Zoologist going to do duck? When is Zoologist going to do duck, Victor? Where's my bourbon? Yes to Sheldrake. Could you imagine a duck Sheldrake collab? A Zoologist duck Sheldrake collab. My God, Fragcom's head would just... I Bling bought plum and cognac, designer level boozy, way overpriced. Agreed. Plum and cognac is way overpriced. Oud in bourbon is very good. I don't know why plum and cognac got as much hype as it did. Drenched in oud, Wesley. Respect, my fellow Canadians, sir. Much respect. Yes, that's right. We all love you, Victor. Thought you bling blinged it. All right, Rich. You may go back to your slumber now. You sad. I just imagine again, Rich Mitch just sits up. Christopher Sheldrake. He just listens while he's asleep, you know. Keywords hit his medulla oblongata. Russian atom for zoologist. Oh my God. I don't think that would ever happen. Sheldrake is too busy sourcing ingredients for Chanel's next men's release in 2032. Really? That would be interesting. But of course, he wanted to use like real oud and stuff, right? I'm enjoying my 10 ml of cedar and flower from Sense of Wood. They have so many fragrances because they put out like one a month, don't they? So they put out like one every month or 2 or something, Galen. So yeah, they have stuff I've never even heard of. But I don't want any real musk in my line of perfumes. That's too bad. Real musk, I'm telling you, the real musk in Siberian musk is out of this world. Oh my God. I mean, once you smell something like this, you know that the synthetic musks will just never hold a candle no matter what they do. Astrophil and Stella House sucks ass, and I'm sure to repeat that comment again and again. I really, really, really hated Paris Cherie. Like, they were a new niche house, right? I was like, okay, I'm going to wear this as my scent of the day. I did a video on it. You can go check it out. It's awful. And I was really hoping that was like a one-off miss and that the rest of the house would be good. But yeah, that's sad. And then there's Oud and Oud. Duck, maybe pig before duck. We don't have any vintage pigs in our Sheldrake is a strong name indeed, mate. I know you're not a fan of sweeter scents, but Sense of Wood Oud and Calvados softens in sweetness and is lovely. We'll do a live stream on all 4 of those I've never smelled yet. What a great way to explore. I love exploring. This Hummingbird is actually turning really nice. You can really tell Shelley Waddington's like DNA though. It does remind me a little bit of Civet, even though the notes are nothing alike. There's some commonality there. I don't know what it is. Oh, the body odor of Dodo is absolutely disgusting. I'm sorry, Victor. That is not for me at all. Snowy Owl. Snowy Owl is like a modern version of Aqua de Selva. I think I like Snowy Owl, but I don't like that style of fragrance. So for me, it's just okay. In the winter, wow, Nightingale is very good. But Hummingbird's catching up. Hummingbird's really good too. These two, Nightingale and Hummingbird, are the winners. They are the winners. Have you tried Carner Elborn? No. I did a video on Carner Sandor 1970s the other day. I've got Carner Queers waiting in the wings to do a... Carner's another house I could do an early impression house video on. Or a live stream on, because I have 3 Carners I've never smelled. 4. I've got Carner Queers I could do with Rose and Dragon, Magellium, and Black Calamus, although I've smelled Black Calamus before. So there's a bunch of these we could do. I mean, this 4 at a time video idea is not going to be like, oh, we knocked him out and we're now done. No, there's going to be a bunch of these. That's a beautiful scent. Which one? Elborn? Afonso? Welcome, Afonso. I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome to the channel, sir. Snowy Owl is very indie. I don't have high hopes for it, but it outsold Nightingale 3-1. Wow. It outsold Nightingale 3-1, eh? I like it. It's just this kind of green scent. I don't know. Like in the video I did today, I mentioned that if I'm going to wear this type of scent, I think I'd rather wear my vintage bottle of Jacques Fat green water, but I assume most people don't have vintage bottles of Jacques Fat green water laying around to wear, so they would just wear Snowy Owl, you know? I also have a decant of Creed Selection Vert that goes very close in this, you know, in this DNA. So yes, I mean, Snowy Owl wouldn't be a full bottle for me. Nightingale is definitely a possibility, though. It's very, very good. Nightingale, to many, is a grandma perfume. Yeah. But most people think Mitsuko is a grandma. Most people think Mitsuko is a grandma perfume, and it's one of the greatest perfumers of all time, you know? So... a lot of hype around Dolce Diablo. Sounds interesting. Never heard of it. Okay, guys, this has been really nice, but I have to go hit the sack. Good night. Good night, Bozman. Thanks for being here, brother. It's good to meet you. Yeah, usually about 2.5 hours is my... usually about 2.5 hours is my cutoff time, because my voice starts giving out. As you can see, I need to go run and I need to go eat. So this has been fun exploring these zoologists. Can't wait to smell tiger. Sounds like an amazing scent. Can't wait for it to come out. But these 4 have been a lot of fun to explore. We will check out. These 4 have been a lot of fun to explore. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. But it was fun. We'll do another one of these zoologist blind sniffing sessions very soon. Thanks for being here, Victor. It was fun chatting with you. We'll have to have you on one day. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good night. Cheers.